Hello, my name's Chris, Master Technician here at Hendy's in Eastleigh. On the latest episode of Ask Hendy's, you've asked the question, how do I check my fluid levels at home? Well, I'm here today to give you some helpful advice and tips on how to check all the levels underneath the bonnet and the importance of doing so. Let's get started on the screen wash. On this car, easily identifiable by the blue lids and at the front of the engine bay. On other manufacturers and other cars, it may be a yellow lid, but it should have a symbol of a windscreen on it, and it might even say washer fluids, as this one does. Open the cap up. We do recommend using some sort of screen wash additive. This has cleaning properties and antifreeze properties, which are vital in colder conditions. Just take a look at the instructions on the back of the screen wash. That'll tell you the quantities to put in. And then top the rest up with normal tap water from a clean bucket or jug. And that's it, easy as anything. Now we're done with the screen wash, let's look at the oil level. First of all, the car should have been left for about 10 minutes just to let the oil settle all the way down to the bottom. So if you remove the dipstick, wipe any excess off, put the dipstick back in, pull it back out, and this will give us an accurate oil reading. We can see on the dipstick there's a minimum mark and a maximum mark. As long as the oil is above the 3/4 mark on the dipstick, then the oil level should be okay and shouldn't need topping up. Any lower, and we do recommend that you use top-up oil to make it up to the maximum mark on the dipstick. Should you need to top up your oil comes in many different grades, viscosities and thicknesses. Make sure you choose the right one recommended by your car manufacturer. If you get stuck, come in and see one of us at the service team and we'll be able to advise. Let's move on to the coolant in your car. Located on this car just at the side of the engine. Coolant is very important to keep the engine running nice and cool so it doesn't overheat and cause damage. Now, like the oil, the car needs to have rested for at least 10 minutes because pressure can build up in the container. Shouldn't need to open it anyway. We can see just on the side of the container there's a minimum and maximum mark. The level should be between these two marks. If it's down, it will need topping up with coolant. Antifreeze isn't just fluid. Come in many different colours, all have different properties. Some are good for EV cars, some are good for petrol and diesel engine cars. On this car, it has a petrol engine and it has a hybrid electric engine. The electric motor system gets hot as well, so it does need to be cooled. It has its own cooling system with its own cooling reservoir. The level should be checked just to make sure it's on the maximum. If it's below the maximum, it will need topping up. Here we have an electric car. Electric cars need cooling as well. Major components like the battery and the motor assembly do need cooling, they get hot. Again, we've got a fluid reservoir for the antifreeze coolant to go into. We can see here we've got a maximum mark, a minimum mark. We can see the blue fluid is down well below the minimum mark, so that will need topping up. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any other questions, please contact your nearest Hendy service centre. We'll be happy to help. That's Hendy.